Hi, welcome to my channel. Today's subject of my reading is Elon Musk. He has become a very public figure lately. He is rousing the interest of many people. People are wondering, what is he up to? Who is he? What do we know about him? Well, I suppose we all know the snippets that we see in the media, the mainstream media, the social media, the alternative media, and everybody knows a little bit of a snippet of Elon Musk. But who is he? Who is this man who is pushing himself to the fore in the world to be noticed? Okay. I've called this misunderstood genius, or, well, we don't know about the or. We're trying to find this out. This is what this reading is all about. Is he really a misunderstood genius? Or is there more to the story? Well, I think there's always more to the story. He was born on the 28th of June 1971, which makes him a Cancerian, makes him a cardinal sign, a leader of the zodiac, the Western zodiac, an innovator, someone who has new ideas, brings new ideas to the table, someone who's creative, someone who can see things from a different perspective. In the Chinese zodiac, he is the metal pig. Also here we have the attributes of strength, determination. He is goal-oriented. He is very industrious, very creative, very imaginative. So this is the double whammy here. We have a leader figure who wants to, I don't know what he wants, but he is a cardinal sign. He needs to come to the fore. He feels this is his time. It's time to shine. It's time to bring his idea forward. Ideas. He seems positive. He seems optimistic. He's focused on whatever he's trying to achieve. Okay. Let's get into the reading. What do the cards say about him? We have the 5. I think we take them in groups here. I have 3 tarot decks, 3 oracle cards at the end. 4 cards from each deck. 5 of Cups, 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords. The alien. The alien. The Hermit. Wow, that's unexpected. Okay, let's see. These are the 4 cards from the Starman Tarot, which is a little bit unusual, but it's very intricate. There's lots to see. So, Five of Cups, walking away from emotionally unfulfilling situation or situations. Well, that's something he's done recently. This is a current. This is where we're at. This is Elon Musk now. He's walked away is on the brink of walking away from an emotionally unfulfilling situation. Partnership, a relationship. 3 cups is spilt, 2 cups is standing. 1 cup is a flame. So we could have a situation here. Let's say this is his cup, the one that with the flame. There. And there's one without the flame. So he could be more invested in this relationship than the other person. We know he's a very rich man. So people could take advantage of him. This could be one of those situations. They're just putting up with him because he has the money. They're not interested in him. The cup is empty. His cup's lit. He is interested in the other person. He's willing to give to the relationship. The other person isn't. They're very shallow. So he's involved with a shallow person, whoever that is. There's lots of rumors going around who he's involved with, who he's not involved with. Is he married? Is he? Who cares? The only one who cares is him. So he's invested. They're not. The other cup's already spilt, so he's on the brink of walking away. It's not going to be easy to walk away for him. We see this here with the 7 of Wands. He's trying to stick up for himself, sticking to his guns. He wants to be in control. He wants to control the narrative. He wants to control the narrative of this relationship. This relationship is very important to him. But he has to try too hard. Obviously, he has lost control. He has lost control of the narrative. He has lost control of the relationship. He probably never had any control over it. That's what it feels like to me. He thought he did. And Cancerian can be emotional, very giving, very open. So, well, he tried. But you can't get blood out of a stone, can you? So, he feels besieged. There's arguments. One of the reasons he wants to walk away. Too many arguments, not seeing eye to eye. There's no 2 of Cups here. Not seeing eye to eye. 6 of Swords. Well, that is a victory card. This is rowing into calmer waters. Taking his power back. He's taking his power back. He's rowing into calmer waters. He is distancing himself from the melee of the personal relationship. He's concentrating on other things. Concentrating on his public persona, by the looks of it. What we hear, what we glimpse things. We see things. We see expressions on his face. We see body language. I don't think he's very good at hiding his body language or his expression on his face. He may want to make a poker face, pretending no one's going to know what's going on. But people aren't stupid. People are sensitive. People are receptive. You have a public persona who throws himself out there, wants to be noticed, so we notice him. And then we see what's going on. So he's distancing himself from this relation. He's throwing into calmer waters, walking away. It's not going to be easy for him because that's going to be nagging. Someone's nagging him. Someone's not playing the game. His game. Now here the alien. There we go. Wow. The hermit. The hermit in his cave with his guiding light and his book of wisdom and his book of knowledge. His life experience. It's all written in his book of knowledge, lessons learned. And what is that? DNA and some sort of fiery wire around his heart. Wow, that's interesting. Don't quite know how to interpret that. Because DNA, we can't escape our DNA. We are who we are. We are made. We are made of two other people's DNA, and we have to content with that. That's what we put up with during our life. We have to cope with that. We have to like ourselves. We have to tolerate ourselves, accept ourselves, respect. We have to learn to respect ourselves. This could be a very guarded heart. He's finally decided to throw some wires around his heart because from his past experiences, an open heart is not really brought him the results that he wants. Now, is he trying to control the narrative too much, or are the people around him trying to control the narrative? Well, we don't know. Because we don't really know who's dealing with, and this is about his feelings, what he's going through. So, okay. So far so good. So he's now decided to retreat. Turning his sights inwards. Lots of introspection, intuition, solitude. Even though we see him in the public eye, in private, he seems to be very solitary right now. Okay, here's the next 4 cards. The 6 of water. Oh yeah. The 8 of fire. The 5 of fire and the 4 of fire. Right. Okay, even though he's not a fire sign, he is a water sign. Of course, being a Cancerian. There is a lot of fire in this man. Passion. Much passion. Now, we'll look at the water card first. Here he is. He's depicted as a feminine energy who wears their heart on a bracelet, and he's giving this bracelet away. He's giving, he wants to give his heart away. He's very, now, you've seen here, he's put some wire around his heart. And in the past, I think he's been very free. He's given his heart away. Easy falling in love. Maybe he's one of those types who fall in love easily. And they're in love with being in love. Isn't that possible? Yeah. Giving his heart to his relationships. Now, he also has little children, so heart. How does he divide this time? I believe he has 12 at the moment. No doubt he's not going to be stopping at that. I think he's trying to overpopulate the world, but I think that's his personal mission. Who knows? Anyway, 12 children with different women, not 12 different women, but 3 or 4 different women. And so we see someone who gives their heart away, who tries to be successful in relationships. But this card tells us differently. So far, there's been no lasting success. All the relationships he's had have been problematic. Now, the 8 of Fire, that's his self-confidence, that's his ego. His ego is very, very fiery. He thinks, he wears a mask. His ego wears a mask. Wow. That's, his ego wears a mask. So, he actually does not know deep down who he is. That's how I interpret that. His third eye is wide open. He has a lot of intuition, but that's thanks to being Cancerian. A lot of instinct, sensitivity, discernment. He listens to your inner voice. He trusts his inner voice. But his ego wears a mask. He does not show himself, his true authentic self, because he doesn't know his true authentic self himself. He does not know who he is. That's confirmed with this card here, this 5 of Fire. You see these 2 personalities? That's him. That's him. That's his inner contradictions. That's his inner conflict. He is in disagreement with himself. He embodies inner disharmony and stress. Maybe not to the outside world, but that's what's going on privately. There's a big battle raging within Elon Musk. One side is trying to overpower the other side. Let's say his public persona, his private persona, they could be at odds very much, giving him grief, giving him headaches, affecting his health. One part of the persona is very self-confident. But there's a mask, so we don't know what's behind that mask. And he doesn't know either. He's afraid. He's afraid of his shadow side. He has not done a lot of shadow work. All the shadow work he's done so far has not given him the desired results. The shadow is when we look at the sides of ourselves that we don't normally look at, our darker side, our anxieties, our insecurities, the old wounds that need closing, the past. Have we left the past behind? Are we hanging on to the past? Is there any inner fear, feelings of isolation? The hermit, here we go, feelings of isolation. Discomfort. That's the shadow work. He thinks about we can't face. He wants to fight his shadow. I feel he's fighting his shadow, and that's really evident often in his face, his public persona, his public face. He's made himself so available. He's opened himself so much to scrutiny right now. And he's given it a good shot here. 4 of Fire. He's trying to influence people. by shooting arrows of fire at them. Arrows of creativity, ideas. Look, this is what I want to do. He's trying to influence politics. He's trying to influence commerce. Now he's got a lot of money. A man who has that much money, but he doesn't know himself. Okay. Shooting arrows. That's forcefulness. He would have probably interpreted it as strength, determination, goal-oriented, industrious. Yes, look at me. I've got so full of ideas, really good ideas. Why don't you follow my ideas? He's as forceful as any other rich person who thinks they can influence people. Who thinks because they're rich, they have that backup. But as we all know, money is pie in the sky. Money is a man-made concept. And he's trying to defend himself here. He's trying to defend himself and he's trying to influence people at the same time. But he's wearing the mask. So he's not showing his true, authentic self. He's not aware of his higher self. He's not connected to his higher self. He is not spiritually advanced. And that's the inner fight. The spirit is fighting with his outer circumstances. Okay, the only court card in the Tarot is the King of Swords. Now, can we still... Yeah, okay, so... we go down a bit, so you can see here, if you couldn't see them before. So that's him with the mask. That's his inner battle going on. Confliction, contradiction. And he's here trying to influence people and trying to defend himself with fire. He's throwing out fire, he's throwing out threats. These threats may be not obvious, but they're certainly there. So, as I said, the only court card, King of Swords. So that's him, that's his energy. The King of Swords. Strength, yeah, he has strength. He has that metal pig in the Chinese zodiac. They're very, very strong. And also a cardinal, the leader, because he has that strength. Five of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. Okay, let's see. Let's go down a bit. Right. So, the King of Swords. Who is the King of Swords? Well, the King of Swords is the King of Air. It's the King of mental, intellectual decisions. He does not make decisions with his heart, with his passion. Again, that's a conflict. The Cancerian is capable of making decisions with their heart, with their feelings, with their emotions, but he does not want his emotions known, hence the mask. And people get too close. People try to see behind the mask. he gets aggressive. There is the aggressive streak, forceful streak. And he has displayed that in public. He has displayed a somewhat crazy streak. Can't define it how he appears to me, but he's certainly a unicorn. There's no one like him. But, you know, we're all unicorns. He has a lot of inner strength. Now, he's trying to control that strength. So the side of him that can't control himself is battling with the side that can control himself. The inner strength is the side that can control his inner, you know. So he doesn't appear too crazy and too forceful to the outside. Damage control. He's a man of damage control. He will do damage control. He will put out snippets of information about himself. Put that out there. He has PR people who do that for him. He instructs his PR people. They go out there and instruct the relevant outlet, whether it be the mainstream media or the digital media, the alternative media. It doesn't matter. He does damage control. So, the King of Swords. When it comes to business, he's very decisive. He knows what he wants, he knows what he doesn't want. And he's obviously got a nose for business, otherwise he wouldn't be so rich. But can he handle that? He seems to be a person who cannot handle his riches. Conflict. Inner conflict is always there. 5 of Wands. Now again, there's conflict, there's tension, there's rivalry. Even though he's successful. He doesn't sit on his laurels. He wants to influence the world. He wants to go into politics. It appears. That's what it appears. He's got politics. He wants to influence leaders. But what has he got to offer? Well, he's got lots of money, so he'll be popular with people. They want a slice of his money. And I think it's finally sinking in that that's all they want him for, because he can be very aggressive as a person in his personal life. He's probably very temperamental, especially if he's a King of Swords. They can be very temperamental and they can cut people out just like that. The sword comes down, that's the end. So, there's stress, disputes, not only in the inside, again in his relationships with other people. He will butt heads. And he's now actually contemplating what to do best with all his riches. Because obviously he may be becoming aware of his mortality. When you go within, when you meditate, when you be in solitude, you do become aware of your mortality. So he's weighing up. He's preoccupied with the material plane, of course. Material growth, wealth. He wants to keep his stability, his security. He wants to keep his resources together. He's trying to make a new plan for his financial wealth. Okay, let's see what we find. In the Oracle cards. Awakening Gaia and her gentle souls. Transformative and radiant love. So, you see a big, big transformation going on here on a personal level. Going from the full moon. By the way, I'm reading on the day of the full moon. Thought that was appropriate for a Cancerian. By the time the new moon comes around, he'll be more than ever aware of that transformation. He cannot control this transformation. This is happening for him, not because of him. He's blossoming, he's changing, he's dreaming. He's dreaming. He's going to be connected to the earth. He could become a very influential eco-warrior, so to speak. He could channel his money into conservation. Instead of playing the political games, there is resistance against him doing that. He's a businessman, first and foremost. So he could be using his wealth to save the planet and help awaken other people to the state of the planet and how to make the changes. A new day dawns for him. Right. So, the inner battles that are going on right now could be coming to an end. Realizing who he really is and what he can really do with his wealth and his influence. He could help preserve and save the earth. I think that's what he's going to concentrate on. But we'll see. There's still the ego with the mask. So, is he courageous enough? The last card is about, this is from the Dark Mirror cards. When we look in the mirror, who do we see? Who do we see? So when Elon Musk looks in the mirror, who does he see? Okay. He sees his shadow. Well, we were talking about that he hasn't done a lot of shadow work. Because there's still this sort of conflict and contradiction within. He's not addressed his inner dark side, his anxieties, his insecurities. He hasn't closed a lot of the old wounds. He still has some inner fear And we can see this very clearly in this card here. Now, luckily for him, that's a number 20, that's a 2, and the 2 is all about harmony and balance. Harmony and balance is wanting to come into his life. And here, he's awakening, he's blossoming, he's being reborn, he's transforming. And it's a new day, a new dawn for him. So, how does he reconcile with this card is called a downcast pride. A prideful man now, when he does the shadow work, he realizes that he's a prideful man and that this pride is not necessary. This pride will hold him back. This will be a stumbling block in his progress. So, he's downcast. He's looking down. He's not looking forward. He's not looking up. He's looking down. He's dealing with his past. He's finally starting his shadow work. And he's starting to look at his past. The root of sadness and grief is deeper than the skin. What does he remember? He wants to disperse the shadow. He's now wearing a golden crown. That's his abundance, that's his prosperity, that's his riches. He wears the golden crown, but underneath the roots, he knows there is more to life than what he originally imagined. It's a tough awakening for him. Leaving that pride behind, stopping the inner fight, taking the mask off, doing what really needs to be done. The planet needs to be saved, and he can be one of those who's helping to save it. He can be very influential. But is he going to be influential in the right way? Well, only time will tell. So he has started his shadow work because he realizes he cannot embrace his transformation, his awakening, and a new day that's dawning without doing the shadow work. That is finally dawned, or it's dawned. A lot of things are dawning on him. A lot of things he becomes aware of as he goes along, especially when he goes within with the hermit. So it's dealing with the DNA, what he's born with. It's dealing with the wire that he's put around his heart. But he knows there's more to life than that. Yes, that book of wisdom and knowledge, but up here, connection to the divine needs to take place. Connecting to the divine. Connecting to his higher self. Well, he's made a start. He's made a start by looking at his past. And that is part of, the family, where he comes from. He's looking at that, he's analysing it. So even though he wears his golden crown in public, we don't see what's underneath here, the dark roots. The dark roots, where he comes from. That's how he sees it. He sees it as dark roots. And that's what he's going to work on. So, I think that's about it, because that's where we are, that's where we stand. He has options, he has opportunities. It's up to him. It is his choice. So, thank you very much for watching. If any of it made it to the end, I hope so. And it's been a pleasure reading for you. It's been an interesting subject. I mean, I was very curious how this would turn out, and I'm pleasantly surprised, actually. I am pleasantly surprised. It's confirmed a lot of things that I was thinking about him, especially that mask wearing in public. And that aggressive side, you know it's there. You can see it. But, as I said, been a pleasure reading for you, and I hope to see you in one of my other readings. Until then, take very good care. Bye-bye.